Okay, guys, today's Zoom should be relatively short. So after this, we'll just hop on a working Zoom together. If y'all want to stay on, feel free to stay on. Otherwise, totally hop off after this. But I wanted to open us up with this quote. It says, "You'll be amazed at what you start attracting once you start believing in what you deserve." And I don't know who the author was by, but it really stood out to me because today's topic is all about belief in yourself and belief in your team. So I wanted to give you the actual definition of the word belief because I think that it's really important that you understand what that word even means when we talk about this. So belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. So ultimately, when you look at what a belief is, it is a choice, it is an acceptance of a statement or having faith or confidence in someone or something. And when I think about that in regards to leadership and in regards to this business, that to me means having belief and faith and full confidence that this team is a presidential team over this 90-day push that we're doing. I fully have confidence in that. I know that we can do that. Do I know that it's going to happen at the end of the 90 days? Of course not. But do I have belief that we can do it? Do I have belief that every single one of you is capable of going with me, is capable of claiming one of those higher leadership ranks? Absolutely. But belief is also bred and embodied once you start leading by example. So the belief that I have hopefully rubs off on you guys for you to have that belief. Until you believe in yourself, will your team start believing that they can go there with you, right? It's this butterfly effect. So I hope that makes sense about like what belief is, but ultimately it is a choice and it is something that you get to choose every single day, whether or not you have belief that you can do this, whether you can do the dang thing and lead people and create a business and create a legacy for you and your family and using this business as a vehicle for that, right? So when we talk about having belief as a whole, it's something that we have to constantly reevaluate. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I am constantly re-looking at, okay, where have I been slacking in my belief? And I'll look at things like, I don't know, I'm the first person to admit that I should be praying over my charts more. And I should be asking to level up more and to push you guys more and all the things, right? So you're always reevaluating where you're at, but start asking yourself questions like, what am I preaching over my company? What am I preaching over my business? What are the words that I am speaking and thinking about my team? When somebody joins my team, do I immediately have a fear that they're going to quit the next day and they're not going to do anything? Or do I choose to believe that they're the next diamond on my team, right? Do I choose to believe that every time I send out 10 hat messages, half of them are going to be people at least responding to me? Whatever it is, you fill in the blank, but start asking yourself those questions like, what am I preaching? And it's the same thing in your journaling. Are you writing every day about the things that are going wrong in your life and in your business? Or are you writing about things, getting them off your chest, writing something like, I choose to see this with love, and forcing yourself to see the other side of it? Life is not always peachy keen, and I will never ask you to lie to yourself because I'm the first person that if I try and lie to myself, my brain's like, ha, that's a joke. And I check out. So what I have to do, though, is choose to believe the opposite. So I'm not lying to myself, but your brain doesn't know the difference between what is reality and what is not. So imagine what would happen, just going back to that quote. You'll be amazed at what you start attracting once you start believing in what you deserve. What would happen? What would happen if you just for 90 days made sure that nothing negative came out of your mouth? What if for the next 90 days You told yourself that every single distributor that you enrolled and you wrote it next to their name on a piece of paper the second they started, that that person is your next diamond. What would happen if you had your charts out every single day and you looked at the people and you got excited about what was happening on your team and you chose to believe that your promotion is inevitable because y'all are working for it? What would happen if you did those things? What would happen if you listened to that podcast that I sent a lot of you the other day with Ashley Mayfield, and she was talking about what signs you should be putting up in front of you? What would happen if you put those signs all over your house, right? Play the what if game for yourself. Just see what happens when you choose to believe. You okay? You're fine. When you choose to believe the more positive things about your business, because we can sit here and get in a negative spiral all day long about a million things. Everybody has something going on in their life right now. I know I'm not alone in that area, and I hope that you guys know you're not alone in that area. Like, shit has hit the fan for everyone in 2020, and there's a lot going on. But at the end of the day, we have to choose to believe that we are going to persevere. We have to choose to believe in our teams and in ourselves and in this damn promotion, because it is yours if you claim it. And I can't tell you how many times I will talk on top leadership Zooms, and they say that the difference between them and their promotion is that they kept going. And they kept believing, and they just kept showing up regardless of when it makes sense. I'm not religious, but if you are, this is a really good example. Believing in what you don't see yet, right? Having faith that something bigger than just you is happening. Because what we're doing here is so much bigger than enrolling distributors and customers, you guys. We are changing lives. And I know that that sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Like, how cool is it that we get to help people feel their best? How cool is it that someone who has dealt with hair loss for the last 4 years takes our HSN vitamin and is calling you in tears, real life story, because she finally has new hair growth? Or the distributor who can't pay their rent, and the only reason that they can this month is because they started working their business with you. You showed them how to do this. They hit the ground running. Look at Jamie. Jamie's a perfect example. When she first joined, you guys, she did what she was told. She asked the right questions. Still to this day, she asks a million questions. And that's so huge. She believes that she can pull this off. And if you guys only knew what she pulled in her first month because of the bonuses that were going on and the ways that she utilized the compensation plan, it's incredible. We are legitimately changing people's lives, giving people the opportunity to do things and have things that they would have never had before. I would not be a stay-at-home mom without this business, you guys. And I think about that every single day because I take that for granted some days. Some days I'm like, oh my God, my kid is driving me nuts. I would rather do anything than be a stay-at-home mom right now. Truth. But honestly, it is the greatest blessing, and I will never be more grateful that someone else is not raising my kids and I get the opportunity to. And yet I'm still making money, right? Like, I'm a work from home mom, not a stay-at-home mom. There is a difference, but you guys get my point. So I want you to start playing the what if game for yourself. I want you to start having that grit, that belief. And if you don't, you need to watch more trainings with top leaders. You need to ask people's stories. You need to be looking for that little spark inside of you that lights and says, wow, that girl's the same person as me and she did that. And there's going to be that person for everyone. And then one other last quote that I want to leave you guys on is, I was just listening to High Performance Habits, and he said, example is leadership. And just going back to what I said earlier, the second that you start to have belief and you start to build the belief and just the fact that you can do this, your team is going to see that. The whole team sees that. I see that switch in you when it happens, you know? Everyone will notice it. And if you want to know how to lead your team, if you want to know how to get your team to work, it is by having so much dang belief in yourself and in them that you know that every single person, regardless of how long it takes to get to the top, if they keep going and they build that belief, their success is inevitable. And I truly wholeheartedly believe that about every single one of you. So, belief is an acceptance or a statement that is true or that something exists. Choose to believe that your promotion exists. Choose to believe in your team and in yourself. All right, I'm going to end the recording.